Good afternoon, villagers. It is February 10th, 2020, and it's time for the Daily Dose of Disney. How are you all doing? Hello, Pam. I see Pam there. I see Mike Wheeler. Thank you for joining. It is good to have you here. I am just so excited about today. I've been talking all day long with people and sending text messages and things, letting them know tonight's the night. Tonight is the night for the taste of Valentine's Day. I am just so excited about it. So, oh man, I've just been bouncing off the walls. I'm giddy about it actually, and telling people here, and telling some people what we're sampling, and some of them have been laughing at some of the things that we're sampling. I can't wait for this. This is going to be very exciting. Oh, good, Rachel. Everyone in the stream, please make sure that you share it out. We're trying to get our largest audience to date on this show, so we're working our best to do that. Hello, Samantha. Thank you for joining. It is good to have you here. So, yeah, we want to make sure that we get our largest audience tonight ever for PTV Live. So, through all the chocolate, you'll be bouncing even more. Believe it or not, there is some chocolate, but it's not all chocolate. We've got other things to sample as well. So, yeah, we're looking forward to it. Very excited about having Rob Fuzz and Jim of More Sunshine Please with us. My sister's going to join us. Even our niece Megan may be joining as well. So I'm hopeful for that. That would be awesome to have her there. So just hoping you'll all be there. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, that's the link. The Taste of Valentine's Day tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. So, well, I've already talked about the Taste of Valentine's Day. Let's go ahead and talk about some Disney history here. It's time for the Daily Dose of Disney. This goes way back. Oh, yeah, I did. I already saw my picture that I sent of all my Valentine's. He's ready to snack while he's watching the Taste of Valentine's Day tonight. He's going to be doing his own sampling tonight. T. Marie, hello there. Thank you for joining. It's good to have you here today. So, on February, this goes way back. We're talking 150 years. Jonathan Chong, thank you for joining. It is good to have you here. February 10th, 1870, 150 years ago, the city in California called Anaheim is incorporated on this day in 1870. They are having their sesquicentennial anniversary today. It is a blend of two words. The name Anaheim comes from the name Anna, which is Santa Ana. I'll say Anna because that's how they say it in California. Hi, Leanne. Thank you for joining. So Santa Ana is a city in Orange County. It's pretty much very close to Anaheim, right next to it, nearly next to it. But there's a river that runs through the county called the Santa Ana River. So they took the Ana portion and the word Heim, which means home in German. So Anaheim. And the city was first founded in 1857, but was incorporated on this day in 1870. When Anaheim was found, it was mostly farmers and winemakers from Franconia in Bavaria, Germany. And they planted walnuts, lemons, and oranges as crops after they used to have a bunch of grapes because they were winemakers. So they used to have a big grape industry in Orange County. Unfortunately, there was an insect that attacked the vineyards in Orange County. And so they had to come up with something else. And they found that the land in Orange County was good for citrus, for lemons, for oranges, for walnuts. As a matter of fact, Disneyland, before it opened, was nothing but orange groves. So it was a significant agricultural area. And it was, as a matter of fact, before Disneyland opened in 1955, the primary industry of that area was agriculture. After Disneyland opened, it became tourism. So that was in 1870. In 1906, it was on this day that Elias and his wife, Flora, 5 kids, Herbert, Raymond, Roy, Ruth, and Walter, or as we know him, Walt, they moved to Marceline, Missouri. That was on this day in 1906 they started to move. He announced to everyone he sold his house in Chicago and that they were going to move to Marceline, Missouri. Wow. Okay, let's move forward a bit from here. 1958. By this time, the Mickey Mouse Club has been on for 3 years. And so the breakout star, or one of the big breakout stars of the Mickey Mouse Club, was Annette Funicello. They actually gave her her own little, I guess you could say it's like a serial or a soap opera kind of thing. Judy, hello there. Thank you for joining. So the Annette serial was introduced on this day on the Mickey Mouse Club, and they had 20 episodes altogether that ran during the following month. But the show was about Annette. Her last name was McLeod. So Annette McLeod, she was a shy orphan from a small country farm, and she moved to the upper class suburbs of a city so that she could live with her aunt and uncle that she hadn't seen in years. Yeah, it's a very simple plot. You know, it's children's television, so they're not going to have anything too much for that time period. And besides, it was the Mickey Mouse Club. There was, probably about peer pressure, things like that you would see. Oh, thank you, Pam. Thank you for posting that link for Jeff. Really appreciate that. Yeah, Jeff, my nephew, was on the show yesterday. Sounds like a Patty Duke theme. You're absolutely right, Mar. It does sound very much like Patty Duke. So it was a simple time. The 50s, much easier than it is today. Let's face it. So that was in 1958 on this date. On this day, February 10th, 1960, an attraction closed at Disneyland. The Rainbow Mountain Stagecoach. They used to have a stagecoach at Disneyland. You could get on, you could actually sit shotgun on top of the coach, or you could sit inside the stagecoach, and then you'd go around the trail. And let's see, the notes that I had said that you would see familiar sights in Frontierland such as Elephant Rock, Horse Thief Canyon, Dead Man's Spring, and of course, the Rivers of America. The Rivers of America, the only location that remains today in Frontierland at Disneyland. But that was an opening day attraction, and it had originally been called just simply Stagecoach. Later on, they changed the name to the Rainbow Mountain Stagecoach, but you can no longer ride that at Disneyland. It went away on this day 60 years ago, February 10th, 1960. Now, if you want to ride a stagecoach in the area, you still can. Knott's Berry Farm still offers stagecoach rides, and it's actually a lot of fun. You can actually climb up on top of the stagecoach. You hang on. You've got a seatbelt on, though. Of course, they didn't have seatbelts back in the 1800s for that, but safety first in today's society. But yeah, stagecoach, it goes all the way around Ghost Town, and then Fiesta Village, and then finally around the outskirts of Camp Snoopy. But yeah, stagecoach at Knott's Berry Farm is a lot of fun. You can no longer do it at Disneyland, but you can still do it at Knott's Berry Farm. And then finally on this day in 1978, a movie was released wide. It went all over the place. Hey, Cynthia, Candy Mom, thank you for joining. It is good to have you. Disney finally released the whole thing. You saw a vlog today, Knott's Berry Farm is having a Snoopy Festival. Yes, they are, Mar. They're having the Peanuts Festival. It's in celebration of Peanuts' 70th anniversary in a park that is having their 100th anniversary this year. Knott's Berry Farm is celebrating 100 years. So Ben, Doug, and I will most likely be covering that on Pepper Tree Villa. But we'll talk more about that probably in the coming months, because we want to have another guest on our show. If you saw our show a few weeks ago, someone showed up in the chat. His name is Benji. His channel is called Let's Go to the Park, and he knows a lot about Knott's Berry Farm. So we'll definitely be talking about Knott's Berry Farm in the future and probably visiting there ourselves. So let me get back to the Disney history here. I got sidetracked there. Sorry about that. 1978, Disney released a movie on this day. It was a live-action film called Candle Shoe. It starred Helen Hayes. It was her last big screen appearance. And it also starred David Niven and Jodie Foster. And it was about a small-time crook that discovered the old manor that Helen Hayes lived in, and 3 orphans and her butler, who was played by David Niven. And it was a resting place for a hoard of treasure. So he was trying to rob them pretty much. But the film first premiered in December of 1977, but it finally made its wide release on this day in 1978. Snoopy, squirrel moment. Yeah, squirrel. Knott's will sometimes do that for me because I do like Knott's Berry Farm. And then last night, I want to mention this because this is now history. Last night was the Oscars presentation in Hollywood at the Dolby Theater on Hollywood Boulevard. And I want to wish congratulations to a friend of Pepper Tree Villa. His name is Mark Nielsen. He won an Oscar last night for the film Toy Story 4. Yeah, Mark works at Pixar. And we cannot be more excited for Mark. We are just thrilled for him. He won an Oscar, and I cannot wait to go and see it in person. Doug and I will probably get there. I'll make sure that Doug has his white gloves with him to handle the statue, because we cannot have our fingerprints on an Oscar. But I understand they're kind of heavy. I've never held one myself. My nephew Jeff has, and his wife Chrissy. Oh yeah, definitely. I will want a photo with that Oscar, definitely. But yeah, they've held an Oscar, but it was also another Oscar from Pixar. Pete Docter is the guy that's in charge of Pixar now. He's won Oscars there at Pixar before, and Jeff and Chrissy were able to hold one of Pete's Oscars. So it was pretty exciting for them, and they took pictures of that time. I'd like to thank the moderators for being here. Thank you so much for what you do. I see Cynthia, I see a blue wrench next to your name, so thank you so much for that. Moderators, I cannot do this without you. You help keep things in line for me. Pearl Manhattan, good afternoon. No need to apologize. You're still here for the announcements that I'm going to be making about tonight. My support channels, D&G Explorers, they just got back from a cruise on the Disney Cruise Line. I saw them in the Magic Kingdom last night with Bob and Ashley on their live stream. Also, I saw More Sunshine Please with them too. So Jim was there in the park along with D&G Explorers. And then, of course, my other support channels, the Orlando guy, Rob Fuzz, Two Real Geeks. Two of those channels are going to be joining us tonight. And I'll just say that in a bit, because tonight, I'm not sure if Steve's World is going to be live at 8. I still have not heard any confirmation on that, but he's usually live on his channel at 8 p.m. Eastern. All times that I mention are Eastern, so keep that in mind. At 9 p.m., we have Mickey's Magic. She'll be doing a 2-year anniversary. And we also have Two Real Geeks. Jess with Two Real Geeks in her geekiness is going to be talking all about geek entertainment. So that's on Two Real Geeks at 9 p.m. And then finally, tonight, I Want My PTV Live at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. It is finally time for the Taste of New Year's Eve. And there we see Jim, Mr. More Sunshine Please. Season's greetings, Jim. Hope you're having a great day, and I'm looking forward to celebrating the taste of the season with you tonight on the Taste of Valentine's Day. That's only on Pepper Tree Villa for PTV Live. Join us tonight. That's Ben, Doug, and me. My sister will be there tonight, and hopefully my niece will be joining us, and also Rob Fuzz and Jim of More Sunshine Please will be there as well. And we're going to really have a lot of fun with this. And if you haven't yet, please post this on your Facebook. The link that's been provided by, I saw Mike post it, that's been going through. Please post that link in your Facebook. We're trying to get our largest audience yet for PTV Live. We have to beat the number 50. 50 has been our largest audience yet for PTV Live, so we're trying to beat that number tonight. And I hope we can do that. And we can do that with your help. So please share out that link to everyone that you can think of and tell them that we're really looking forward to it. That's right, no sweetie on camera tonight. Jim lives on a steady diet of Peeps and figgy pudding. That's why he doesn't eat meat anymore. Well, there are Peeps available for Valentine's Day. We didn't have them, but I think someone in our stream is going to have a Peep tonight for Valentine's Day. But more about that tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. Now, I've got to get back to my job, my desk. I'm still working on a report. A report. I got to get that done as soon as I can. So everyone, thank you so much for joining me for this edition of the Daily Dose of Disney. Oh, and by the way, if you have not yet checked it out, Ben did a video this week. Go check it out. He compared some burgers from Wendy's and Burger King and McDonald's. It's actually a lot of fun. He had a lot of fun with that too. So Go check it out, Life with Ben, where he compares burgers. Yeah, Jonathan, I think it's a great video too. It's a lot of fun. So everyone, I've got to get back to my desk, but everyone have a magical evening, and I'll see you tonight for the Taste of Valentine's Day right here on Pepper Tree Villa at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. Everyone, have a magical evening and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. Actually, I'll see you tonight for the Taste of Valentine's Day. Good night, everyone.